right. Well, let's get into. You want to start with Victory, or you want to go straight into Weeks and come back to Victory?
Let's talk about Victory. Let's get it out of the way.
All right. We finished Victory, Gundam.
Yes, we did finish it. And
hurry up, Rundgren.
I don't know, man. It's what's memorable to me about Victory is all the stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
And even through the end, it never tightened up. It's completely inconsistent.
Yeah.
The conversation with somebody yesterday about how inconsistent like one character was. We were, referring to one character, but it's like that is the blueprint right there.
Yeah.
For everything else, even down to your blaster, your laser blaster where you're firing stuff.
I think you're right. I think if you start with Victory, there's a very low chance you're gonna watch any more Gundam. Maybe any more anime.
Yeah. It's very rough. I think it could have been made a much better story. And I think that story could have probably been done in 20 episodes.
Yeah, I think so too.
It didn't need that much. So much it just feels like filler, and it's like, oh, we have so many episodes, we forgot what we said earlier. The characters aren't like the character design and the characters they give you, just the basics of the characters. They're not bad.
Yeah,
they're good. Yeah, easily. I think you'd have had less filler, maybe cut down on a couple of the characters in there, and I think you'd have had a solid story.
Well, I think like dark. It goes to some places that aren't good. I think where it really showed its hand for me was when the Kalos Gilly fires and they never shoot it at the Earth, but then they have that sniper suit that's shooting at the Earth.
Yeah.
And they make a comment about how good a strategy this is, and it's like, you had an orbital cannon.
Right? Yeah, you had a super cannon.
What are you doing, man?
We only had a super cannon for that one episode.
Yeah.
Use it, we were in a fight.
Yeah. It just
the idea behind
come on,
Angel
Trey.
Halo was interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it was executed very well.
Right. It's also a really strange pivot where you have, hey, the Kalos Gilly's the threat. Well, first it's Zanskar's the threat. And it's all nebulous and you don't really know what's going on with them. And then the Kalos Gilly's the threat. You stop that, you win. Then it's the Motorrad fleet. And then they don't even stop the Motorrad fleet. The Motorrad fleet just stops being a problem.
Yeah. And I hated how the Shrike team was just there to be dispensable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And she got a send off. Oliver didn't get a send off.
Oh, I know. You have to be part of Zanskar to get a send off.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil things for Dark. I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly, but there's a character death that happens in the second to last episode that just, like, any little bit of life that I still had in me that enjoyed Victory. Okay, well, spoilers are up and Dark doesn't care. So, when they kill Odilo, I was like, all right, look, Katagina just killed Odilo. This is the worst.
And Katagina started out, and Odilo's one of the characters there toward the end that I actually liked.
Yeah, he actually had an arc. One of the few characters that did.
He does a story arc. But it's like the character Dark and I were talking about the other day is Shakti.
Yeah.
You get this at the beginning of the series. You get this, obviously a child. She's got a lot on her plate.
Mm-hmm.
But when everybody around Uso is just worried about, he's gonna fight.
Yeah.
And she speaks the words of wisdom. She speaks well above her age, right?
Right.
When she's talking to Odilo about it, and then just kind of turns into a dummy. Any other, because they can't have that Shakti there, because that Shakti that at the beginning would have done something different, would have said something different.
How does she not realize that she's killing the people of Earth once she takes over the Angel Halo. Because you and I had a conversation where, based on what the Queen was saying, Shakti's going to take over and things are going to be different.
Yeah.
Which is what would make sense based on how we've understood that technology working. And then it just doesn't make it any different.
No. They end up really ruining Shakti's character, and they do it, not too far in. They ruin Chronicle's character.
Yep.
They ruin Katagina's character.
Can we talk about the fact that Chronicle Asher just hits his head and dies?
Yeah.
He's just gone. That was it. He's dead now.
Yeah, some of the deaths in there were pretty. Some of the deaths were really good.
Yeah.
Some of the deaths that happened in the strike team, they were like, oh man, like the holding up the ramp,
Kate.
Kate, yeah, get that. That's a rough death, Some of the strike team, the actual scene was pretty good, but even thinking of it, it's like, okay, this is meant for, obviously younger than I am, it's kind of meant for children, maybe preteens, whatever. It's still nonsensical.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about good deaths. The deaths of the old guys with the reinforce. That's a legitimately good scene.
Yeah.
Like the last stand of the old as they ship out the kids to get them out of the way, and then they're doing their best with terrible machinery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good enough to do what would win the war on its own, but because of the efforts of everybody, it's enough to push it forward. It was really good.
All right, I'll spoil that for you, Dark, because it's you. No.
Yeah.
No. And also, like because I was talking last night, my love and I were talking about Gundam. Hers is Wing.
Right.
That's the one she grew up with, the ones that she saw, and that was her first Gundam, right?
Hmm.
I was talking about going back to the very first one.
Yeah.
When Amuro gets in the seat, I think, for the first time, and this really bugs me. The idea that the Gundam would learn, the Gundam has an intelligence to understand the pilot and react as it needs to help the pilot.
Very soon.
To help the pilot, and it's going to make up for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to adjust the better the pilot gets and all that. And it just got dropped.
Yeah, just gone.
Yeah, that's really kind of unfortunate because that was a cool concept.
Yeah.
And it made sense for these kids getting in there.
Yeah. I agree.
Step it up. And also, what a new type is completely.
Yeah.
Just deep end.
The blow is very far.
You got an idea of what it was.
Yeah.
With Amuro. And even in Zeta with Camille.
Yeah.
You had a sense of what it was doing. And it was a big thing.
Yeah.
But it was just a really small thing in battle. Like,
right.
Just half a second before something happens, you had a premonition of it. You knew it.
Yeah, it was spider sense.
Yeah, but now you can heal people with it. You can, I don't know.
You can put everyone on Earth to sleep.
Yeah.
And turn them back into babies.
Babies, yes.
What a weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of it. Now, when was this one? Was this 94?
I think so. Let me double check.
Yeah, double check. I think it was 94. Because it still got a lot of 60s, 70s sci-fi ideas in it.
Yeah.
The Angel Halo is straight out of, straight out of that with the psychic curse.
93 into 94.
Yeah. I think it's not the worst Gundam.
Right.
That we've watched.
Yeah.
I still have that for
Cars Counterattack.
Cars Counterattack.
Yeah, for the character assassination.
Yeah, that was just it was from the get-go, it was just a kind of a pointless show.
Yeah.
This Victory also didn't it kind of just feel like really bad fan fiction?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fan fiction because I'm pretty sure fan fiction would be better than that.
Right. Like
on that.
There are points of Victory where I think My Immortal is a more fun read by far. Like Katagina she's there. She doesn't really have a lot of personality.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she's just gone for a long time. Shows up again. She's a different person. Then she's gone for a long time. Then she shows up again and she's a different person again.
Yeah.
It's not ad time. I'm snoozing the ad till we're done talking about Gundam.
Well, it won't be much longer. I think Oliver and the Strike Team. That could have been a great story.
Mm-hmm.
They totally just because Oliver sacrificed. They totally get rid of nullify.
Get rid of him. He's gone.
Wouldn't made Katagina's traitor. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference that he did that or not. No, it was all over the place. Everything is just the worst inconsistency.
Fight for me.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good, but we finished it.
Yeah,
it had its moments. Had some cool looking suits, of course. Yeah.
Speaking of suits, though, that armor, they introduced armor for the V2, the assault mode.
Yeah.
That armor was worthless.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Some regular people with a bazooka just took care of that armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
The Bikini Squad. Yeah, we need you to get out of your mobile suits and go after the Gundam on foot with bazookas. And we're going to have you wear bikinis because Katagina says that it's going to make Uso feel really weird.
It made me feel really weird.
Look, when she gets roasted by that beam saber, like, whoo!
Yeah, it's not near as great as that should sound.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. That should be. That was, I don't know. Like I said, I think the just complete dismissal of the Strike Team after you had this great introduction, this idea. There was some, I guess maybe there was a little bit of mystery about them, but you understood what they were there for.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's probably, I feel like in was it Double Zeta? Rue is just a wasted character.
Yeah.
Go anywhere with her.
Yeah.
Great intro. Like, who's this? And then nothing. Ever.
Yeah.
And
Build fighters.
It's like this, that has been done with this whole series.
Right. I do have to point out, as Dark has pointed out, because I hadn't considered it, we never found out how Uso and Katagina knew each other. That never gets explained.
No, how is Shakti the Queen's kid?
Right.
In Caesarea, whatever it is. Yeah, there's no
nothing.
Yeah. And Uso's parents just, we're gonna go.
Yep. Also, just quick shout out to Captain Steinberg. I had to look up his name.
Okay.
The captain that was with Uso's dad that was just like, look, man, your kid's a lot better than you're giving him credit for, and you should be a better dad to him. And that was his only job in the whole show.
I tell him that twice.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah. No. It was really disappointing. Like,
he did his job good. He did.
Yeah. Dark's counterattack was hugely disappointing.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Character of the show. There's one guy that shows up twice. He stays consistent.
Yeah, he sure does.
He stays consistent.
But even when he dies, his line is, "I have to do this so the children can have a future." Like, look, can this guy be the main character? Like,
or at least can we get some more on him? Yeah.
And he turns, and Uso's dad is just gone. Uso's dad's like, "I'm not dying. See ya."
Yeah. And I think, like, I really like Marvette.
Yeah.
As a character, but they get kind of, she's not as inconsistent as some of the other stuff in there.
Right.
They're really wishy-washy with her sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, she can't pilot because she's pregnant. Oh, but she's one of the best pilots, so she should be out there. Well, what?
Just give me Marvette and the Strike Team. I'm going to watch that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And, man, there's such a good story there of, like, Oliver dies in battle, and Marvette takes over leadership of the Strike Team, and they have, like, divisions there because, Yuka's been there longer, and there's...
Yeah.
Could have been
Yeah.
great.
But well, like, it, I don't know. It's so much stuff. The idea of the guillotine, that even the queen, they build her up so much,
Yeah.
and then just rip the rug right out underneath it.
Yeah. She's actually
I'm
not
like,
important at all.
yeah, never mind. She's not important. She has all this great new type.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
The throwing knives, the bells, all this stuff they suddenly made important that didn't matter at all before. It had never been brought up.
Yeah, the only thing I could think about the bells is they wanted to point out like Carmen's going to be a new type.
Yeah.
Marvette's baby's going to be a new type.
Right.
Government setup is going to let her survive half hour.
Yeah.
It seemed like it doesn't.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
That little bald-headed guy with the goatee seems like, he's the one that's in control.
Mm-hmm. What? Tomino must have been writing it during the course of it, right? Because the moment where you have all of the Zanskar soldiers that are men that are saying we're fighting for a society where things will be better, where women are in charge. It's like those people are drinking the Kool-Aid, but those are Kagede's guards, which means at that point in the story, that was the plan. And then suddenly it's, well, no, everybody's going to go back to being babies again. Maria's not going to be queen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know, but I think they ruined it. I think there would be, because I realize maybe a stunning revelation to some people, but women are people too.
Yeah, 100%.
So matriarchal society is not necessarily going to make everything better,
right?
The thing, but it was an idea as a setup about the way she was going about it and the power that she displayed. Like, okay, this is something.
Yeah.
And then just never mind.
Right.
Never mind. The guillotine was kind of a silly idea. I understand the symbolism of it.
Yeah.
He'd been reading way too much French Revolutionary books before doing it.
Yeah.
This episode right here, I feel, or this series, I feel is really rushed, and like Dune inspired the first Gundam,
right?
Original Gundam, right? And I can point to characters where they go, how they say. A lot of stuff shouldn't have functioned in that show for sure.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, but there were so many that was just a blatant lift.
Yeah.
And when the animation changed, when they had it was even more obvious. You got Transformers, Mask. They were doing like they had the G.I. Joe animation for a while.
Yeah, with the water.
Yeah.
Also, can we just give a quick shout out to the fact that we waited 47 episodes for the Federation to show up and be a big part of the plot, and we don't get introduced to a single Federation officer other than Captain Steinberg. It's just him. We don't get a set of Federation pilots to back everybody up. It's just Steinberg.
Yeah. And I don't know. There was something in the first series. It was a great, like all the characters I was interested in, like like Captain Bright, flaws and the things he got right. That was a good character in the first one. And discuss how he kind of gets watered down a little bit through Zeta or whatever. But there was definitely no side character, or there was no character that like held that position.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's like, okay, I'm doing my best to hold this together. And look, the people, Captain Bright was like, look, I'm going to do everything I can for these people on the white base. This is my job.
Yeah.
And now I got to go over here. I still got to protect people on the white base.
Yeah.
But there was nothing like that. And Uso, kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah, he is.
His whole run is basically, a cheesy 80s action movie. Gets caught on a mobile suit, but while parachuting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very, very, a very, very weak entry.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I made the comment to you while we were watching it that now I understand why Super Robot Wars and SD Gundam G Generation and all that, They don't use the plot of Victory Gundam. They just give you the suits. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Queen and the military, Zanskar's military, I think that could have been done much better.
Oh, yeah.
Where you understand there's a balance of fear and respect. I know what Dark's talking about here. There's a balance of fear and respect that really makes them powerful. But no, it was just, stay in line or we're going to get the guillotine. Like, you got mobile armor.
Right.
Getting stepped on by one of those is much more terrifying.
Uh-huh. And the only guy that ever thought to betray him was Tassilo Vega. It was just him. Only ever him.